Carrie's Culinary Crafts, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Carrie, and here on Carrie's Culinary Crafts, we talk all things food. And I am still cooking over at my mom's. She is getting much better. She can actually get up and walk around, so I appreciate the comments and the get well wishes and things like that. So I am still either spending the day over here or spending the night over here and cooking over here. So today we are doing some pork chops. I have some really nice thick butcher box pork chops here. I have them seasoned on both sides, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some paprika, just your basic seasonings. So I am going to sear these on both sides, and then I will finish them in the oven. And I am also doing some pierogies. And I am going to do a salad as well. I need to scrounge around, see what my mom has in our kitchen that we can, throw together some kind of a salad. So that is what we are doing today. So I'm just waiting for this to come up to a boil, then I'll add my pierogies to it, and I'm gonna go ahead and sear my pork chops and then get those in the oven. And yeah, so I'll bring you back in a few. Now these pork chops are going to go in the oven at 350 until they are done. And we want the pork chops to get at least 145. So I'll go ahead and put them in the oven. It shouldn't take too long, probably maybe 20 minutes, round about there for that size pork chops. and then I'm going to go ahead and get some butter and onions cooking up, and then I will add throw these to the butter and onions, and I'll bring you back. Okay, forgot to turn the camera on when I made my salad. It is just mixed greens, and there's carrots and eggs and little mini sweet peppers, walnuts, and eggs. I think that was it. That is our salad, and then I'm going to just mix this up with the dressing. I'm not sure what dressing at this point, but here nor there. That is our side salad. For today's dinner, I am making scalloped potatoes and ham, or funeral potatoes, or potatoes au gratin, whatever you call them, from where you're from. And right now I'm just going to go ahead and saute up some onions and garlic to add to my cheese sauce. Maybe 5 of those cloves, please, when you're done on the taters. And my son is over helping me today. He is cutting up all the potatoes. And dump these, strain these potatoes and put clean water in them, get all that starchy out of there, please, and thank you. Okay, honey, I'll see you later. Have a good practice. In this saucepan, I have some butter melting down, and I will be adding some flour to it in order to make a roux. Then I will be adding some milk, bringing it up to a boil and letting it thicken. Then I will be adding my cheese to the sauce. Here I am adding salt and pepper, and I found some whipped cream cheese in the refrigerator that just has a wee little bit in it. So as well as my mixed cheese blend, I'm going to go ahead and add that little bit of whipped cream in it as well. little slices of American cheese. I like to add American cheese for the creaminess. I'm only adding like 3 or 4 slices, but I do like to add that creaminess to the cheese sauce along with the cheddar blend and the whipped cream cheese. There's just a wee little bit left in there, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. Hi, Mom, you need something? Huh? Okay. And there's also a tiny bit of horseradish sauce in here. I'm going to go ahead and finish that up as well. There's not much in there. It's okay, Mom. I can't hear you. Hold on. What? Take it over here. And now I'm going to go ahead and put my potatoes into my pan, and then I'm going to add my cheese sauce and ham.
They don't have cheese in there, okay?
I already used it, Mom. My cheese sauce is already made.
Oh, okay.
And there is my scalloped potatoes and ham, and I'm going to bake this at 375 for about an hour and 15 minutes. I'll check the potatoes. If the potatoes aren't done, I'll cook them for another 15 minutes or so. But you just cook it until the potatoes are done and it's all bubbly and delicious looking. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this with foil. And like I said, 375 for about an hour and 15 minutes. Check the potatoes. If they're done and everything is bubbly, then it's finished. If not, put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes or so until the potatoes are done. And I apologize, I didn't get a final plate for this scalloped potatoes and ham. Good morning, friends. This morning I'm gonna go ahead and make some bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast burritos. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some onions and garlic in this as well. So I'm gonna chop up a couple cloves of my garlic here, and I have some of my onions, frozen onions from my freezer. I have some eggs, some cheese, and some bacon bits here. So first I'm going to go ahead and get my onions cooked up. And I'm using bacon grease. Okay, we'll get some onions going. cheese and garlic and bacon in here. I'm going to add a little bit more bacon grease before I add my eggs. And I just added some salt and pepper to my eggs. Just using American cheese because it's nice and creamy. Okay, the eggs are done and the cheese is melted. So now all I have to do is make my burgers. 4 bacon, egg, cheese breakfast burritos.